Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Well, I thought we would do a quick video. We did a video yesterday, so we're going to do a podcast video today. And I am calling this the Dave Gettleman Scratch and Dent Sale on free agency. Oh, Dave Gettleman. We've done videos before that just kind of portray Dave Gettleman's track record in free agency going back to his days in Carolina as, I would say, not too good. He had one good season in Carolina with free agents, and it was basically picking up players from the scratch and dent department, and they all came together. They all played well. They won 15-1. They went to the Super Bowl and lost. But here's the issue. The New York Giants are not the Carolina Panthers, and they are not where the Carolina Panthers were at that point in time. The New York Giants have so many holes on the defense, on the offense, and not really in the special teams position. I mean, special teams, the skilled positions, not really in special team positions either, actually. We got some good special team players. But the issue is, going in this free agency, I think everyone thought they were going to make a huge splash. Now, I personally like the James Bradberry signing. I personally am okay with the Blake Martinez. We did a video not that long ago called The Wild Cards of the New York Giants free agency, and we had predicted they were going to sign both Martinez and Bradberry. I think both players have their issues, but both players bring talent. And that's what we need to look at, and that's what we needed on this roster. The only problem is, beyond that, we have kind of gone to what I like to refer to as the Dave Gettleman scratch and dent department. All right, let's just take a quick look. Now, we've done this before, and we're not gonna bash poor Cam Fleming, because Cam is what he is. He's a guy that has played 70-something games in this league, started 25. He can't get on the field outside of an injury. He has never beaten anyone out of a position. So we're expecting him to come in, and people are like, well, he's not coming in to compete for Remmer's job. Yeah, he is. And I think people need to come to grips with that. And the problem is, again, we're relying on a guy that's in his 27 years old who has really, I mean, think about it this way. The New England Patriots started him in the Super Bowl against the Eagles and then released him. I mean, that should tell you something right then and there. The Cowboys, who have all their injury histories on the injury issues recently in the last 2 years on the offensive line, had him as a backup, signed him to a 2-year deal, and didn't pick up his option. So to me, he's the scratch and dent refrigerator that you see in the corner of Best Buy. It looks good. It's got a good size. It's big. It's strong. It's hefty. But is it going to run? Is it going to work? And that's what worries me. Another one of the scratch and dent players we re-signed is Coleman. I remember when Coleman went down, in the beginning of training camp. I remember this. I remember clearly. So many people were like, "Oh my God, we lost Coleman," and I thought to myself, "So what?" I mean, the guy has been a bust in the league. Yeah, he can return some kicks. But, he played in 2018, he played, 8 games, started 1, had 5 receptions for 71 yards and no touchdowns. I mean, I could not figure out why the people were so downtrodden that the season seemed like it was over because we lost Coleman. So now we're going to bring back a 26-year-old coming off a knee injury to try to make the team. You know what he's like? He's like that. He's like that LCD TV in the corner. It's kind of old technology. And it might still work, but you're never going to use it. You're probably just going to put it off you're probably just going to hang it on the wall in your kid's room or hang it on the wall in the garage. But you know what? I just don't see it working. And like I said, I hope I'm wrong on that, but it is Coleman. It's not something we're like, oh, it's Coleman. And then now we sign Dion Lewis. Dion Lewis, interesting player, interesting career. He is a running back who will be 30 years old on September 27th. So he'll be, he's going on the wrong side of a running back career. He had a bad year in 19 with only 54 carries for 209 yards. He had no rushing touchdowns. His receiving, which is what he's known for, he only had 25 receptions for 164 yards and 1 touchdown. And we're going to think that he's going to come in and be the third down back or be the fill-in back to Barkley. I'm sorry. I want Barkley out there on third down. I don't want Dion Lewis coming in and spelling Barkley on the third down. Is he a true backup running back, Dion Lewis? I'm going to say at 5'8", 195 pounds, no. I'm not. Is he a change of pace back? No, not really. Is he going to be on the wrong side of the running back career age-wise? Yeah. I mean, he had the one good season in 2017 in New England. He had 896 yards. So I mean, he averaged 5 yards a carry. And then he went over to Tennessee. Had an okay season in Tennessee that first year. He only averaged 3.3 yards a carry at 155 carries. So again, it's like we're picking up someone, like I said, in the scratch and dent department. He's an if. He's an if. If he does this, he can do well. If he plays like this, he can do well. And the same thing with Kyler Freckwell. I hate saying that name. Kyler. Yeah, he had 10.5 sacks, in 18. The Green Bay Packers thought so much of him, they went and brought in two linebackers in free agency, and then drafted a third with the 12th overall pick. That's how much they thought of Kyler. Kyler had 1 sack or whatever it was last year. So again, we're looking at the scratch and dent. If this does this and if this does that, it might run well. He's like the used cell phone. It might be an iPhone 6S. It'll still work, but you don't know how well it's going to work. And maybe it's got a big scratch down the middle of it. I'm not, and then we pick up the guy. I can never remember his name. Forgive me. I think Nate, was it Nate Ebner? I can never say his name. I can never think of his name off the top of my head. Not a bad pickup, special teams player, gunner, but we also have Corey Cody. We also have a couple other guys that play special teams extremely well. My thing is, right now, if you count in the Fleming, the Lewis, the Coleman, a couple other signings, we probably have around $10 million left in cap space. Now, that's not including the 12-point-something million that we need to sign our free agents at the beginning of camp. The end of camp. And like I said, and then we're also going off the Rule 51 during the preseason, which means you're only taking the top 51 salaries off on your roster and counting that towards the cap. So your cap number is also a little bit lower than what it's projected to be with the Rule of 51. So, I'm not saying Gettleman is going the wrong way in free agency. I hope Blake Martinez, to me, fantastic tackler. Last year, he had 155 tackles, but he had a bad year to my mind. Because if you take a look at the film, and we've watched a lot of film on Blake, he's making his tackle 6, 7, 8, 9 yards down the field. He's not attacking the ball carrier. He's stopping the ball carrier. And that's not what you want. He gets lost in traffic at times. He had a bad season covering. And the funny thing is, he didn't cover much because they brought in almost 3 cover linebackers. So he ranked, I think, 28th in coverage and starting running backs, but he wasn't on the field that much. The year that he was on the field was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and he ranked 49th out of starting linebackers in reference to coverage skills. And that's from Pro Football Focus, which everyone seems to love. I was just expecting more out of free agency. I think the Bradbury, and someone left a comment, well, why didn't the Giants just sign all pros? I'm not saying they needed to sign all pros. I'm not saying that. That's crazy. But from the talent that was out there was more of an opportunity to bring in quality free agents than what we brought in. And if anyone's sitting there thinking how wonderful and how happy they should be about this free agency, it's not. That's the problem. You need to take a look at it from the totality of what it is with our roster and how we upgraded. Yes, we upgraded the linebacking core in regards to we have a smart guy in the middle being able to call the plays. But we're also worried that he can't cover. We got a good kid, young veteran in the secondary, which I'm actually excited about the Bradbury signing. I really am excited about that. So, but we still need a safety. I know we're talking about keeping Julian Love in the safety position, but I think he's more suited to be, a corner. And then we address some of our offensive needs by signing an offensive lineman who has never won a position, a running back that's almost 30, and a wide receiver with a torn ACL. I don't know. I personally was expecting more out of free agency. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that I got it 100% wrong on this, but I see it, and like I said, we did a whole video on this. I'll even put the link up here to the video. It's the Dave Gettleman scratch and dent free agency again. And that worried me when we gave him all this cap space. Can the man draft? I think Dave Gettleman can draft with the best of them. I think he can find talent, and I think he knows how to fill out the roster with the draft. With this free agency, I was worried since day one, and I'm not any less worried. So we have to wait and see what happens. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you could do us a favor, please click the like, give our subscribe, and all that fun stuff. We're trying to build up our viewership, so we are going to be going back into more videos. We're experimenting with like 5 or 6 different cameras. We don't really want to break out the big old Canon EOS M50. But we are experimenting with some different cameras. We're going to try to get some new stuff up. We got all the green screens going around. We're stuck in a house, so we're going to see what we can do. We're going to try to keep everyone entertained, keep everyone happy. And like I said, it's preseason, not even preseason. It's it's the start of the new year as of March 18th in reference to the NFL. So let's just move forward. Hopefully we have a good plan. Again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Thanks for listening.